Welcome to the Yonkers Raceway paddock, the Friday before our next Sunday set of French trots. The gentleman who might very well have a lot to say about what goes on here. Sunday's driver Steve Smith, who stops by. How are you, sir?
Good, yourself?
I'm well, thank you. Before I forget, happy holiday to you and yours.
Thank you. You too.
Appreciate that. Let's talk about the three of them you have in Sunday. I hate to say that Centurion ATM has kind of flown beneath the radar. Because he's quietly put together a very nice season. He has post 5 in our featured open, and he's just a tough number every week you race him.
Yeah, he's been racing the best horses in the country all year, and the thing is, he's a 4-year-old racing against age horses.
Yeah.
That's a tough call, the first year. I think next year, with a little break, he's coming back. He's going to be a little more of a factor in there than he was this year. He certainly didn't embarrass himself. He had a little lull in the middle, and he got better again at the end. And he actually was supposed to be put away after the TVG final, and he was raging in the TVG final, looking for a place to go with 8 in front of me. Yeah. And he hadn't been doing that, so that's why he's back here on Sunday.
What kind of back and forth have you and Okies Fonstad had about this trotter as you've been driving him when he pops in here or after even the Meadowlands race last week?
He's just not a gunner. You know what I mean? The horse isn't really, he needs to be taken care of a little bit, and he's not really a front-end horse, and that's kind of why Aki's been using me. He wants to make sure he try to work out a trip and not be over-aggressive with him.
And this is certainly a hell of an open this week, obviously, with the likes of Be a Magician and Hemi Seal. So this is not your blue plate open. This is a high-end open for a late November.
Yeah, it's similar to some of the fields he's been racing against all year. They thought that they were going to put him in over here and maybe earn some money to put him up for the winter, but it's going to be a tough haul.
One I know you've driven regularly, and you've driven so well he races out of his conditions, is race number 3, post 3, Bentley Spur. This one seems to get around this track like a pacer.
Yeah, he gets around every size track like that. I drove him for his first time at Chester for Jake Hartline back a couple months ago on a Wednesday afternoon or something, and he was just, I was shocked when I got off him. I never expected a horse as flawless gaited and as good mouth and great attitude. But he's shown it all the way through. He's won right up through. And, he's never been in a mile and a quarter. I don't know how that's going to, most of his lines are on the front end, you know what I mean? It's going to be a little different for him, the extra quarter. He
gets the combination of the extra quarter and obviously the open class here, because he's been so good that he graduated out of the restricted and tries, for lack of a better term, the all-age set here.
The all-age, yeah, moving right out of the non-winners at 8. And, the non-winners at 10. I think he's competitive in there. It's just a matter of how the extra quarter is going to affect him, I think.
And one I got to ask you about, we talked off camera about, I love him. He's a horse who just tries every week. He's not the fastest sort. He's sort of tough to take as a win proposition, and that's Doug Rothline's trotter, Pine Tab. You said he's kind of a one-speed horse, but he just kind of keeps at it.
Yeah, he does, and the one thing about him is he trots a turn, he needs a circular racetrack because he trots a turn great. He'll get a little single footing in the straights there running out, and as soon as he sees the turn coming, he leans the other way and grabs a hold of you, and then you got to, give him a little help to the straight till you get to the next turn. So if I can ever get myself in a position where to clear a horse or clear to the lead in a turn, that's when he's going to do it.
There you go. Pine Tab in the 7th. Steve Smith, thanks much, and happy holidays to you.
You too. Thank you.
We're coming back.